So I already did have this tractor in the shop not too long ago. It was in because it was leaking oil out of the oil galley there, coming out between the intermediate cover and the block. That was a gasket issue. I replaced the gasket, put a new front cover gasket on, and I did apparently put a new dampener pulley on. The new dampener pulleys come with a wear sleeve installed on the dampener pulley. So yeah, and then I put a new crank seal in, which is now the culprit. Apparently it runs for 30 minutes and then it starts leaking. So I am not sure. We're gonna take it apart very slowly and see if, I don't know what's going on. Do I have the seal installed too far? Is there a nick on the wear sleeve? We don't know. Well, the clutch assist is definitely leaking. Huh. Well, I'm pulling the dampener pulley off, attempting to pull it off, leaving the front end on, of course, as you can see. Let's see how this goes. Alrighty, I'm gonna take the tachometer, drive cover off, and see. Yeah, just like that. What I do know I did not change was that wear sleeve. Usually, I don't change them, and everything is just fine. So, I'd imagine that's what we're gonna do now. Success. The problem with switching these out is you get damage. It's very likely you will damage the new one. I will damage the new one. Just make sure we're 100%. Well, okay then. Just like that. And if you're wondering, this is the bolt buster heat induction tool. It's worth about $3 million. got the old oil pump there. I do believe, don't mind that thing, or that thing. We got oil pumps. Looks like we got 4 of them. Oh my gosh. Let's see what is in the box here. All right. Oh, come on. The unboxing of the oil pump is in progress. I do hope that it comes with the proper O-rings. They are hard to find, I think. And it does. That is very good. Does not come with the seal. So, we need to find a seal. Here's the pump gear. Well, yeah, we will take everything apart, grease it up, and give it a whirl. Alright, I have located an oil seal. Alright, so I figured it is time to do a little recap of what has all been entailed in this process. And, well, before this video started, what happened is that there was a leak on this oil galley. So, you got your suction tube in the bottom of the pan, that's coming up to your oil pump. The oil pump is pumping oil through the galley to the oil filters, and from the oil filters it goes to the crank cam and rocker shaft and wherever else. But so I put a new front cover gaskets on, and I put a new seal in. One thing that I also did when I was taking it apart was I did notice it did not have this beveled washer. Washer, I don't know what it's called. I'll call it a beveled washer. That beveled washer, so here's the new pump. That beveled washer is supposed to sit, yeah, right there. It's supposed to sit on the crank on the back side of the keyway right there, and you want the bevel pointed out so it's flinging oil towards the seal, is what I think that it's doing. It's flinging oil towards the seal with the thought that it is flinging oil up and away from the seal. And in the book it does not show that beveled washer. The reason why they have that is because I believe that they were getting oil through the dampener keyway. Oil was coming past the keyway towards the seal. So what am I gonna do? I don't know. I think I'm gonna leave my beveled washer out this time. It wasn't there before, and it wasn't leaking there before. What I am gonna do is look up there at an assortment of sealing compounds. Maybe that, and I will put a little bit of that on the keyway in replace of that washer. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Let's assemble it and say a nice soft little prayer for a success. Alright, I do have my service manual open. I have my new pump, I have my old pump. In the service manual, they are telling me they want me to measure the radial clearance in between the outer rotor and the housing. That is supposed to be 5.5 to 8.5 thousandths. That part of the pump is in tolerance. They also want me to measure the inner rotor to the outer rotor using plastic gauge. Well, I'm not going to use plastic gauge here. I'm just going to show you how sloppy this one is. It's supposed to be 1.8 thousandths to 4.2 thousandths. As you can see here, that one has a lot of slop. That one is at 13 thousandths of slop. Here's the new one. That has zero play. Well, I can fit a 2 thousandths feeler gauge in there, so that is good. What the thought here is while this pump is rotating, oil is coming in from the suction tube here. As it's turning, it is taking that oil, bringing it up, and pressurizing it out to the main oil galley, to the oil filter. With this one being so sloppy, it is probably pushing oil out to the front, towards the seal, bringing unwanted oil towards the seal, in turn making it leak. So that is the theory we are going with, and if this new oil pump solves the leak, I believe that theory will be correct. So yeah, if you have a chronic leaking front oil seal, one thing to check is this clearance. And yeah, this one has a lot, so we'll see if that works. Right now, we're gonna put everything together and move along. All right, O-ring right here, got her lubed up. Installing it into the groove. I'm gonna put a slight bit of extra grease around it, not too much though. Too much is too much, and not enough is not enough. That's looking just about good. Here's my inner rotor. That I am attempting to put on. What if it didn't fit? Okay, voila. Here's that Loctite I was talking about. Never done this before. Just like that. Looks okay. Put a little in there for a good measure. Alright, I do have my bolts here. They are supposed to have nylon pellets in them to seal the threads that are tapped all the way through the front cover into the oil. I didn't see that these ones had the nylon pellets. That's what came with it, but so I added some pipe thread sealer on them. That's what I did last time. That's what I'll do this time. Last time it worked. This time it should also work. Yep. Can you go grab me a ratchet? Sancho, go grab me a ratchet. Oh, fine then. Alright, time to fire this thing up. We'll see what the oil pressure is, drive it out the door. Got oil pressure. Holding right at about 65. No leaks yet. Hello. Alrighty, I think we have the beast sealed up. Ran it for a little bit. No drips, except for one of the bolts that went through the front cover into the suction tube. That was leaking a little bit, so I threaded it out and I put some goo on it. And now that goo is curing, and that'll solve that. Guaranteed. So next step is to drive it out, run it some more, and make sure we have no leakages. And if we have no leakages, we will send it on its way into to do great things. All is looking so far so good. We did just take care of the clutch assist. Gonna run it for a little bit longer. Gonna let it run for about an hour, and it is very frigid out here. There is the sun, but I'm gonna go inside where it's nice and toasty warm. Oh!